Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson on GCSE Maths, Algebra. So we're going to be continuing on with the Algebra series, and today we're going to be looking at actually solving equations. So what do we mean when we say solving the equation? What we're essentially saying is that we're trying to find the value of the mystery number in our equation. So whenever you have something that's like an algebra equation, you may have something that's like x plus 4 equals 10. What we're essentially trying to do is we're trying to find the value of that x term, or whatever the letter is in your algebra equation. So if we had something like 2x plus 10 equals 30, what we're essentially trying to do is we're trying to find the value of this x term. What value can this x take to make sure the left-hand side and right-hand side of the equation are equal? So essentially, something plus 10 equals 30. So we replace this 2x with this something, this invisible parameter. So in this case, the something must be 20. So 2x must be equal to 20. So we've got 2x equals 20, so 2 times something must be equal to 20. And that will give us our value of the x term. So of course, in this case, this something must be 10, because 2 times 10 is equal to 20. So that's how we found our value of x here. X equals 10. So if we put that back into the original equation, 2 times 10, which gives us 20, plus 10 gives us 30, which equals to 30. So when x is equal to 10, our left side and our right side are balanced. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to find a value of this x term that balances our equation out. So this kind of approach is kind of the common sense approach. We've just found missing values in order to get our value of x. The more mathematical solution, the more official way of doing things, I guess, is that we're actually removing terms in the equation until we end up with just x on the left side and then a number value on the right side. So if we were to do this kind of the official way, we'll start again. So 2x plus 10 is equal to 30. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this 10. We want to get rid of this 10, so we're aiming to just get our x's on the left side and our numbers on the right side. So we're going to get rid of this 10 by doing the opposite of what this 10 is. So this is plus 10, and we're going to subtract 10 from both sides, because subtract is opposite of plus. So that'll look something like this: 2x plus 10 minus 10 equals 30 minus 10. The plus 10 and the minus 10 will cancel each other out, so they'll be equal to 0, and 30 minus 10 is equal to 20. So we're left with 2x on the left side is equal to 30 minus 10, 20 on the right side. So we've got 2 times x is equal to 20. So now we want to get rid of the 2 because we don't want any numbers on our left side. So this is 2 times. So what's the opposite of 2 times? Well, it's 2 divides. So we have to do the opposite. So 2x divided by 2 equals 20 divided by 2. So whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other side. This 2 and this 2 will cancel because 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. So we're left with just x on the left side equaling to 10. So that's how we've solved our value for x. And of course, we've put that back in just like we did previously. 2 times x is equal to 20 plus 10 is equal to 30, which equals 30. So our left side and our right side are now balanced with each other. So here we've got our next question: solve x over 3 minus 9 is equal to 15. So whenever we've got an equation with a fraction in, especially one that contains the value that we're trying to solve, so in this case an algebraic fraction, because it's x over 3, we want to aim to get this fraction on its own before we go ahead and solve for our letter term. So that's what we'll do here. So we're going to write our equation out: x over 3 minus 9 equals 15. And the first thing we're going to do, because we want the fraction on its own side, is we're going to get rid of the 9. So we've got minus 9 here, so to get rid of it, we must add the 9 to both sides. So that gives us x over 3 minus 9 plus 9 equals 15 plus 9. Of course, this minus 9 and the plus 9 cancel with each other. That leaves us with x over 3 equals 24. So x over 3 can also be said as x divided by 3. So now we want to get rid of the 3, because we're dividing by 3. To get rid of it, we have to multiply by 3. So x over 3 times 3 equals 24 times 3. This 3 and this 3 will cancel out to give us 1. So we're left with x equals 72. And that's the solution to this equation here. So here's our next example. So we've got solve 4x plus 8 equals minus 2x minus 10. So this is pretty much the same as the previous examples, but all that's really different here is that we're starting off with an x term on our left side, and the next term on our right side. And all I really want to point out with this example is that when we have something like this, a helpful kind of hint, a helpful approach to the question is to try and make all of our x terms positive. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule. It's not something that we absolutely have to do, but generally it makes it easier to solve the equation as we go towards the end of the question. So that's what we're going to try to do here. So we've got 4x plus 8 equals minus 2x minus 10. So we're going to add 2x to both sides of the equation. So on the left side we get 4x plus 2x plus 8 is equal to minus 2x plus 2x minus 10. Of course, this minus 2x and plus 2x will cancel each other to give 0. And on the left side, 4x plus 2x simplifies to 6x. So we've got 6x plus 8 equals minus 10. So now we're going to try and move our numbers to the right side. So we're going to minus 8 to both sides in order to move the plus 8 over to the right. So we get 6x plus 8 minus 8 equals minus 10 minus 8. The plus 8 and the minus 8 will cancel, and minus 10 minus 8 gives us minus 18. So now we've got 6x is equal to minus 18, and as we did previously, we're going to divide both sides by 6. So that leaves us with, so this 6 and 6 will cancel, minus 18 divided by 6 of course gives us minus 3, and that's the solution to our equation. So last example now, we've got solve 10x plus 6 is equal to 8 times 2x plus 6. So we're pretty much going to solve this the same way we did with our previous example. All that's really different here is that we've got this bracket on the right side. But the only thing we have to change is that we start off by multiplying out the bracket. So that's the first thing we do. So to multiply out the bracket, we take everything on the outside, so this 8, and we multiply it by everything on the inside. So 8 times 2x will give us 16x. 8 times 6 gives us 48. And then we're just going to solve like we did in our previous example. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to minus 10x to both sides. So 10x minus 10x plus 6 is equal to 16x minus 10x plus 48. Of course, this 10x and this 10x cancel each other out. So on the left side, we're left with just 6. 16x minus 10x gives us 6x and the 48. Then we're going to minus 48 both sides. So 6 minus 48 is equal to 6x plus 48 minus 48. Of course, these ones will cancel, so we're left with minus 42 on the left side, because 6 minus 48 is equal to 6x. And then we're going to divide both sides by 6. So minus 42 divided by 6 is equal to 6x divided by 6. These will cancel, which gives us just x times 1 on the right. And on the left, we're left with just our x value. So x is equal to minus 7. And that's the solution to this equation here. So the only thing that's really different is that we have to start off by multiplying out our bracket on the right side. So that's going to be it for today's lesson, guys. We looked at how we can solve different types of equations to find our x value or a letter value in algebraic equations. Be sure to check back next week for our next lesson on algebra. Bye.